Right. In this section, I want to talk to you about some of the things that I experienced, poignant things that I experienced in my early youth, in my teens, and to tie some of the earlier sessions together for you. When I was very young as I can remember back, spirits were appearing to me in my room at night. I called them the shadow people. I know that many children experience these things, and it is true that for many children it is more their imagination than reality. They fear the boogeyman and things of that nature, though spirits may be involved. Well, in my life, these occurrences happened frequently. And over time, these spirits spoke to me. When I was 14 years old, they told me that they were the spirits of my dead baby brothers, and that they had been watching out for me my entire life, and that if I prayed to them, they would do for me whatever I asked. And I carried that into my teens and even into my early 20s. This hatred for myself, I hated myself and my life, and I felt, please make note of my choice of words here, I felt that I had no purpose, but I had these spiritual experiences that I carried with me throughout my entire life. And so I continued on a journey of discovery, of spiritual discovery. I needed to know whether or not first I was imagining these things or if they were real. And I've already shared with you. If you haven't, please do review The Turning Globe, Part 1 and 2. That was the experience I had also at 14 when I had a confirmation from someone else for the first time that the things that I was experiencing were real. To continue, I had this experience as I had done what the spirits in my life told me to do. And so, often alone, I would commune with these spirits, and they spoke to me and they told me things that proved to be true time and again, time and again. I want to share this one experience with you. I was walking home from school one day, and this family that I was very much familiar with, the details of this I have described in my manuscript. Here again, please write to me at seerasylum@gmail.com, and I will send you a PDF copy, 217 pages with some photographs and diagrams. I know that you will deeply appreciate what I have to offer. And so this story is in the manuscript in detail. But I was walking home, and this family had a dog, and this dog would run up and down a mound of dirt right up against the fence, which put its mouth, its teeth, above the fence where it could actually attack people, hurt people. And I was sick of this, and so as I was walking home from school this particular day, I stayed at school late. I stayed in the library for a time, and I was walking home. The streets were empty. There was no one around to see what I was out to do. And so I meant to stop this dog. So I envisioned in my mind a wall, and I dropped that wall. Again, I envisioned this. I dropped that wall down in front of this dog as it was charging up this mound of dirt, and it ran headlong into this invisible wall. It crumpled up. It yelped in pain and fear and turned and ran away. And that dog never charged that fence again. In fact, as people like myself, kids, would pass by this fence, the dog was off hidden in the background somewhere barking, but it never charged the fence again. I had another experience. I was 19, rooming with some friends of mine. We had a lot in common. We were all musicians and artists, and had interest in spiritual things. Because I've kept all these years secret my experiences, I've never shared even with them, people who were interested in matters of the spirit and read books on the paranormal and etc. I never shared my experiences with them. Um, but I had this experience where my car was broken down for whatever the reason, and I had a 10 speed, and so I rode my bike to work some 5-7 miles away. I worked at a liquor store at the time, and it was raining, a downpour, a horrible deluge. I mean, it was a storm, and it was just coming down in buckets. And my friends, neither one of them offered me a ride. I suppose it was pride, but I wasn't about to ask them for a ride. And they were laughing at me, as young men will do, and they were laughing at me and poking fun at the fact that I was about to get soaking wet on my way to work. And I turned and I said to them, "I will not get wet." And I grabbed the handle of the door, and as soon as I pulled the door open, like flipping a switch, the rain stopped. I got on my bike and I rode to work, and as I looked up, there was a perfect round hole in the sky. All around, in every direction, was pitch black with angry rain pouring down. You could smell it in the air. You could feel it. Yet directly above me was a perfect round donut hole through to the blue sky above. And I rode all the way to work with this round hole in the sky following me to work. And when I got off my bike and got under cover, as soon as I stepped under the cover, the awning in front of the liquor store, like flipping a switch again, the rain came down instantly in a downpour. I have experienced many such things as these, and I will share more of them with you, and we'll make sense of all of this, because ultimately, this isn't just about one man's story. The entire purpose of what I have to share with you is several-fold. One, to draw a clear line of contrast between spirituality, true spirituality, living a life in the Spirit, and religion. There is a great cavernous contrast between true spirituality and religious participation. And the other is to help you, to help people find their authentic purpose for being. We all have, every one of us, a purpose for being. And none of us will ever be fulfilled in life if we neglect the spirit, and our spiritual life. We must, in order to attain to true spirituality, to living according to our authentic purpose, we must engage ourselves in a spiritual journey of discovery.